Exclusive. Federal government may call Azura'S bluff over latest threats to invoke World Bank guarantee. Azura Power West Africa Limited, operators of the Azura Edo IPP, a power generating private company in Edo State, has threatened to call in the World Bank Partial Risk Guarantee (PRG) over Nigeria's failure to pay outstanding arrears for energy generated by the company. The cable understands, however, that the federal government may call the bluff of Azura and test the limits of the threat to declare a sovereign default over the $30 million a month take-or-pay agreement. If Azura draws down on the letter of credit (LC), Nigeria's sovereign credit rating will be affected. Nigeria will have to replenish the LC within 12 months, as the World Bank will have to pay JP Morgan on behalf of the country and convert it to a debt or loan at the prevailing commercial interest rate. This triggers a sovereign default, and Azura may commence legal proceedings to seize Nigeria's assets abroad. The Muhammadu Buhari administration signed the PRG with the World Bank on August 21, 2015, to provide backing for the privately owned company. PRGs are a suite of agreements, including the indemnity agreement that could trigger a sovereign default, support agreement, and cooperation agreement. In 2014, the Goodluck Jonathan administration refused to sign the PRG for Azura. In his memo, Burden of Service, the reminiscence of Nigeria's former Attorney General, published in 2019, Muhammadu Bello Adoke said Jonathan's decision not to give guarantees on behalf of private companies was because of the risk to the country's assets abroad resulting from defaults, but his decision was reversed when Buhari came to power in 2015. The sovereign guarantee enabled Azura to secure a $237 million loan to finance the 450 megawatt project, with Nigeria serving as a guarantor. As reported by the cable, Nigeria is obligated to pay between $30 million and $33 million monthly to Azura for power generated, even if not dispatched, by the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN. TCN cannot transmit all power generated in the country because of capacity issues with the national grid, which has recorded frequent shutdowns, including 3 last week. The October 25th final deadline. Now, in a letter titled Azura Power West Africa Limited Standby, letter of credit by Edu Okeke, Managing Director of Azura Power, to Wale Edun, the Minister of Finance, and the Country Director of the World Bank Group, the power generating company, GenCo, warned the federal government to pay all outstanding debts by October 25, 2024. The GenCo said it has held several meetings with the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, and the Ministry of Finance to ensure the federal government pays its outstanding debts, but all the efforts have been fruitless. On 18 December 2015, JP Morgan Chase Bank, NA, London branch, issued, for the benefit of Azura Power West Africa Limited, the beneficiary, a standby letter of credit in connection with certain payments to be made by the Nigerian Bulk Electricity Trading PLC, the applicant, to the beneficiary pursuant to a power purchase agreement dated 22nd April 2013 as amended and entered into between the applicant and the beneficiary, the PPA. The letter signed by Edu Okeke, its managing director, stated, "We're writing to inform you that as of the date of this letter, certain amounts remain due and owing to the beneficiary, but unpaid by the applicant under the PPA, and in the absence of immediate payment of all these outstanding amounts, the beneficiary is entitled to draw on the NBET LC. These amounts remain outstanding, notwithstanding extensive and repeated discussions between the beneficiary and the applicant, the Central Bank of Nigeria, and the Ministry of Finance, And to date, no firm undertakings have been provided as to when the beneficiary can expect to receive payment. The beneficiary is therefore of the view that it has exhausted all other options, and if all due and owing amounts are not paid to the beneficiary by the applicant by Friday 25th October 2024, we intend to issue a written demand for payment under the NBETLC with respect to all such outstanding amounts. Meanwhile, a senior federal government official has told the cable that the country may call Azura'S bluff once and for all. The Buhari administration made a big mistake signing the PRG, and this has put the Treasury under intense pressure. We are having to pay $13 million every month, whether or not we are able to use the power. The agreement was a big mistake, he said. We are now saying, let the worst happen. We just do not have the resources to pay. Azura has been issuing threats for years now, and we always have to look for money to pay. This agreement is killing us, he said. Apparently, because of the Azura experience, Babatunde Fashola, then Minister of Power, said in 2018 that Nigeria was no longer interested in providing sovereign guarantees to investors interested in building new power plants. This is interesting. Federal government may call Azura'S bluff over latest threat to invoke the World Bank guarantee. Now, it's been said that Buhari is one of the cause of all of these were going on. The report states that it was a big mistake Buhari made in 2015 in actually signing to pay this sort of huge amounts, having to pay $30 million every month. And the shocking part of all of this is the clause there is whether or not we are able to use the power. We are still struggling, in as much as Nigeria is a country that we generate electricity to other countries, to other neighboring African countries. We still don't have stable electricity. We still don't have stable power. And see the amount of money we have to pay. And all of this has put the country in serious debts. And those debts, we know that debts, they increase. They don't tend to stay at the same level because of interest rates. And with the rising interest rates we have in these periods where we are, it's not really good for the country. Well, guys, and this was going on at the moment, and this is really something serious. I don't know what Bola Tinubu's administration they are planning on doing regarding this. These are matters of importance that need serious attention, immediate attention, if I may say. We've been given a deadline of October 25th. That's just like in a couple of days from today. Leave us your thoughts, guys, and thank you once again for staying tuned. And please don't forget to like, share, and to subscribe till I come your way again with more updates. Bye for now.